And no.
Fair to say that the people we got left, you guys ready for our main event tonight? Make a little bit of noise out there, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds in the 185-pound middleweight division, brought to you by our title sponsor, Spivey King and Spivey, LLP.
This is John the Machine Cook. I've come all the way here from Whitesburg, Kentucky, and I'm going to make you remember my name, baby.
You know, with a look like that, I don't know if I want to remember his name with that look on his face. Hopefully he has some plans to do something awesome in the cage.
There was a little something in those eyes right there that looked a little off. Not sure that's the type of guy you want to see in an alley or a cage.
Definitely don't want to have your kids around.
That's true. John Cook from Kings Creek, Kentucky. He fights with Trotter's Dungeon. This bout is at 185 pounds in the professional division of USFFC. And he is taking on a tough competitor in Stoney Hale with Team Oxendine.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, Mr. Cook is definitely showing up to fight. You can see it on his face. Although it's early in the morning right now, he's still ready to go. And we just can't wait to get everybody in the cage and get this thing underway. But it looks like they're not taking any extra time to get that to happen.
The main event is here. We've had a great night so far. Matt Tomlinson here with my broadcast partner, Nate Jolly, having a blast here at Cage Side. Just, you know, sitting down with some headsets on and calling the fights. It can't get much better than that, can it, Nate?
It does not. The alcohol could have been free, but outside of that,
yep,
it's good to go. Just kidding.
Nate, when are you coming back to Greenville?
I'm not sure. I need to go back there and get some training and need to mix it up a little bit. But, you know, someone goes on a show in Greenville and I'm in the mood. I'd be happy to show up, you know.
Might have to go have a little chat with Scott after this, because I think the USFFC will be back to Greenville on August the 8th, I believe. It's in August, I know that for certain. I may have the date wrong, but in August they'll be back in the upstate of South Carolina, and looking forward to that in a big way.
Absolutely. Scott knows how to get a hold of the important people, you know.
Now, John Cook is a tough guy. The guy he's fighting, Stoney Hale, is absolutely a tough guy. In fact, so tough that he has won over a dozen tough man contests.
Yes.
In fact, I believe he holds a record of 68-9, Stoney Hale, in tough man contests. That's a lot of fights.
And John Cook is now in the cage.
Stoney Sculler Hale. I'm from Grundy, Virginia. I live in Kingsport, Tennessee. And I'm coming tonight to smash the machine.
You know, Nate, I used to work for a guy named Chris Smith that threw some MMA fights, and he also hosted a Tough Man contest. That same Tough Man contest that Stoney was in, Chris barred him from fighting because he would not lose. So Chris told him, Stoney, you can't fight at 170 pounds anymore. You keep on winning. So he went up to 185, and he won all those. Chris said, Stoney, you can't fight at 185 anymore. You keep on winning. Stoney went up to 205 pounds and then won that division in the Tough Man contest as well. He told me that it was that success in the Tough Man contest that said, hey, I'm pretty good at fighting. Maybe I should try this MMA thing out.
Well, I'll tell you something about Stoney Hale. We talk about having the right mental attitude. Stoney has the right mental attitude. He has a never die, never quit. I like getting hit in the face. You know, he enjoys the pain of training. He enjoys that sweat. He enjoys that grind. He's the guy, after we've all done 6, 7, 8 rounds, he's coming up, slapping us on the butt, saying, good job, give me more.
John Cook, record of 4-3 against Stoney Hale, who's 5-3. Stoney Hale, the older of the two, 35 against 27 for John Cook. Height is about the same, weight about the same, and this fight will be underway any second now. Oh, Stoney looks a little happier, though.
Stoney does look a little
happier.
happier.
Attitude, a little bit happier demeanor.
I'll tell you what, some people be really concerned about Stoney being 35, fighting a guy that's at 27. You're just out of your prime. So you got to wonder, but I'll tell you what, this should be a fan favorite right here. Somebody is going down, and someone is going down hard.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your main event of the evening from the beautiful Meadowview Convention Center in Kingsport, Tennessee. The time for talk is over. It's time to knuckle up and throw down. Introducing first, the fighter on my left. Fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 182 pounds. His record, 4 wins, 3 defeats. But he's out of Trotter's Dungeon and Team Fast, Kings Creek, Kentucky, John the Machine Cook. And his opponent, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 184 pounds with a record of 5 wins and 3 defeats. Fighting out of Team Oxendine, Johnson City, Tennessee, by way of Grundy, Virginia, Stoney the Scholar Hale.
All right, it looks like we are finally going to get underway.
Your referee, Blake Grice.
Blake Grice refereeing this fight.
You know the rules, and I do expect a clean fight. Obey my command, protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. We're going to fight on the bell. Good luck to you both.
Although I'd like to mention it's way past Blake Grice's bedtime right now.
That it is. It's past mine, too. And I'll tell you what, Stoney is looking like the boogeyman right now. That look in his eyes says that he is ready to destroy something, and John Cook looks like he is ready to go as well.
Stoney, Hale told me there would be a knockout finish in this fight. Let's see if he can deliver. That's what he's used to. Early takedown for Stoney, driving his opponent against the cage. Can he finish?
Yeah, we'll have to see. Stoney likes to get started early. He doesn't like to mess around. He likes to get in there and mix it up, and that's exactly what he's doing. Still working against the cage for that double leg. Looks like Cook is throwing a few hammer fists to try and soften him up and get him off. We'll see what happens here. Cook does have the underhook on the cross side, so it does make it slightly more difficult to finish that takedown.
Stoney Hale, a tough guy, a long-time tough man contest champion, an excellent mixed martial artist, and also a computer consultant.
Stoney Hale is a jack of all trades. he has a big old beautiful truck, but he wears a suit and works on computers. He just mixes it up. And if you talk too much trash about him, he might smack you in the mouth. I'm joking. Stoney wouldn't do that. He is a class act.
68-9 is his tough man record. Obviously a great mixed martial arts career so far.
And it's a little hard to see. For a second, I thought maybe Cook tried to go for a guillotine, but he has since abandoned that. And we are still working on the cage here. Cook does have that lasso position under the arm, makes it very difficult to finish, and it makes it hard to control how you're going to land when you finish. So Stoney, although I think he will get the takedown, does need to be careful about the transition on the ground.
Good balance from John Cook. Not easy to stay up like that when another man has the double leg on you and tripping your leg out from underneath you. However, that underhook on Stoney's left arm is what's keeping him up. He's holding onto that for dear life, as you can see.
And you got to wonder at this point how much energy is being zapped out of Stoney going for that takedown. Now Cook has him up against the cage. Stoney over the top, looking for the short guillotine. And by short, I just mean he's not really committed to it. Now he has the underhook, and he spun him back around on the cage.
Stoney back to driving his man into the cage, clearly looking for a takedown of some sort if he can get one.
We are just at almost to the 2.5 minute mark in just a few seconds, and let's see if Stoney will be able to get this takedown. It seems like the story of this round may be what happens on the cage. Oh, and finally they break apart, and the fans are excited to see it. A nice leg kick delivered by Stoney.
Will Stoney let the leather fly as he has in the past? He told me there'd be a knockout finish.
Oh, you got to be careful. Cook is backing up and loading back, and he's loading up hard, throwing hard shots. I think an uppercut did slide in on Stoney, and now they're trading. Stoney is not in a good position right now up against the cage. He needs to circle off, and good job. That's what he did, recognizing that that was not a good position to stand and trade in. Now he's starting to back up against the cage, throws the kick, gets taken down, trying to get his guard back, and he does get his guard back. John Cook on top in an unexpected turn of events.
Stoney landed a couple of good leg kicks, threw the high one after that, and that was enough to cause a slip. Now on his back, looking to fend off John Cook from Kings Creek, Kentucky, and he's up with the sweep. Stoney Hale on top in the mount position. Rabbit punches from the top.
You know, Stoney doesn't talk about it a lot, but Stoney is a brown belt under the Casey Oxendine, and it showed right there. Stayed calm, worked for the sweep, and he got it. Now he is on top with 1:15 to go and raining down punches. Full mount for Stoney Hale.
John Cook in a little bit of trouble right now. Going to have to get out of this position. Can he do it? He's holding on to try to keep him close.
Yep, and that's not a bad idea, especially when you got that kind of pressure weighing down on you. Looks like, though, he's going to come out of the mount and give up his back. Let's see what his answer is here.
John
Stoney.
Cook in big trouble right now near the end of the first round. Can Stoney Hale seal the deal before the clock runs out?
Got 40 seconds. John Cook is leaking from the face and the top. And Stoney Hale finishes the fight in round number 1. Not the knockout he promised, but definitely a finish.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Stoney Hale, flattened his man out, sinked in the choke, got the tap, and the win for the main event and the glory. Stoney Hale, the winner here in Kingsport, Tennessee. And wow, what a great fight. What a great night of fights this has been, Nate, and what a great way to cap it off with a dominant performance from the hometown guy, Stoney Hale.
Yeah, it's definitely an excellent night of fights. It took a little long, but it's definitely an excellent night of fights. I think everybody had a good time. His fans are definitely glad they stayed to finish this one out.
Of course, a big thanks to all the sponsors that have been involved in tonight's fights. Like Cyrus says, there's no way to do it without you guys. Of course, Kingsport, Toyota, King and Spivey and King.
Also, we can never forget to give a big shout out, especially on this Independence Day weekend, to the men and women of the armed forces that help us keep our independence. Without those people that put their lives on the line, none of this stuff would be possible. And really, this is child's play compared to what some people are doing right now. And I want to tip my hat and give a salute to the men and women of our armed forces. What a great show for the Star Spangled Beatdown to be represented on.
You said it, Nate. I could not agree more. Very well said. Let's go to Cyrus Fees.
Ladies and gentlemen, Blake Grice stops the fight at 421, round number 1. Your winner by tap out due to rear naked choke, Stoney Scholar Hale.
And marking that one in the books for Stoney Hale.
Presenting the award to Stoney Hale from Spivey King and Spivey LLP, Mr. Rick Spivey. Let me get this interview, man, while you still got some Scholar fans in the house. Man, Grundy comes out for some fights, don't they?
Hey, man, it's 3 best things. We're Grundy, baby. I've loved living in Kingsport. Everybody's cool, great training, but the Grundy fans, man, can't beat them. That's some crazies.
Listen, hey, John Cook really gave you a good fight here. It was only a 1-round fight, but listen, he stuck in there. You worked hard to try to get that takedown. He was not giving that up. Man, a tough dude. And there was at one point where he was landing some pretty significant strikes. Talk about the fight a little bit.
Oh, yeah, like I had him against the cage. Man, I go to bed like at 9 o'clock, so this right now sucks. But I get up at 5. This morning, wakes up at 5, and I'm like, damn it, maybe I'll fight by 11. So happy 4th, happy 4th. But John's strong as hell. I mean, I had him against the cage, and we work it all the time. I mean, I have guys like Nate Jolly, Anthony Boyd, Jerry, Casey, Brandon. I mean, we got a ton of guys that, good against the cage. the guy's got some strong hips. He did good. I tried to be crazy, throw a head kick, fell on my butt. He made me pay, kept punching a lot. Casey's really made me work hard on jiu-jitsu, so it really helped me get my hips in and settle it down. And then I've never been good at sweeps, but Casey just taught me a little detail that helped out a lot. Finally won a fight, I guess, by a sweep.
That was a big turning point. It really was, Stoney. And listen.
I mean, the guy's tough. I told him, I was like, you're a stud, man. Like, his last videos, he's improved a lot.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, everybody wants to know what's next for Scholar. When are we going to see inside a cage?
Just whatever comes up. I mean, I'm open if UFC needs somebody next month. They could throw an offer my way. I'd be jumping. So, whatever.
Anybody you want to thank?
Oh, yeah. I got so many people, all my training partners. I mean, Casey Oxenine, I mean, you watch all the main events, usually at most fights, this guy's name's attached to it, and there's a reason. I mean, he's crazy how he pushes us. I mean, he's always got like just an insane push, but it's awesome. You know, Brandon Sexton, Nate Jolly, all the guys I mentioned back at the gym. I mean, I can go on, Doug Williams. I mean, then all the guys, you know, Adam Townsend, D Long before he got hurt. You know, we had a great training camp. A lot of guys showed up. And it was awesome. And then more than all, I got to thank all my family and friends. Any new fans I made tonight, so it's great, man. I mean, this sport's really sucks most of the time. Anybody's cut weight, you always look at yourself and go, why the hell do I do this? And then you have these fights and you have a good guy like this over here push, and you figure out what you're made of, so good time.
Listen, on behalf of the USFFC, thank you for being a part of the show. One more time for Stoney the Scholar Hale!